Now we're going to be talking about the disadvantages of a pie chart. Some of the disadvantages are that it's not exact values. Slices may misrepresent the values in categories. Percentages do not reflect the numbers of the data. For example, if the pie chart says 20% of shirts are black, we do not know how many shirts are actually black. The best types of data to use for a pie chart is categorical data. We can also use continuous and discrete, although those are best left for histograms and bar graphs. Ways that your graph may mislead mathematically illiterate populations. It might be very hard to understand the true significance of each slice/segment in a pie graph, as sometimes they're represented by percentages and do not show the true number. It can also be difficult to determine how much larger portion is from another portion, as shown by the diagram below. Additionally, comparing data on pie graphs is generally much harder than something like a bar chart, because the total amount of the data set can be different from each graph. Pie charts normally use small amounts of data, thus large amounts of data can also be confusing, as it may be too much information.
Now, let's talk about some critical thinking questions. In this question, we have to find the value of x. Then, we have to find if 20 shirts were red or black, how many shirts were there in total. The solution for number 1 is the value of x is 23%, which we get by doing 100% minus all the other ones. Now we're getting the real question. So the solution for this is we know that red or black has to be 20. Then we know that there cannot be anything like half of a shirt. So there cannot be any decimal places of shirts. Then we do a ratio of 20 to 10 or 20 to 25 because every percent has to be at a ratio of how many shirts they are. Then we compare both of them with the other shirts in the graph. Let's start with a ratio of 20 shirts to 25%. We try that with grade, it would give us a decimal place. So that's not possible. Then we can try the ratio of 20 shirts to 10% ratio, which when used with the other ones all have a non-decimal place value. To get the total, we do 100 times this ratio, which will give us 200 shirts in total. Now, let's get to the next question. In this question, we're comparing two graphs. So I'll let you take a look at these questions for a few seconds. The answer is almost the exact same as the last question, as all we have to do is 36,000 divided by 360, which is 100 people per degree. Then multiply that to 195, which will get you 19,500 people. Firstly, as soon as you look at this graph, you think that Germany's tourist population increased, but it did not. In the 2022 graph, Germany's tourist population was 3,500. In 2016, the ratio was 100 for every degree, so 100 times 42 is 4,200. So Germany's tourist population actually decreased. The only thing that increased for Germany was the share of tourists within Europe. Same with the UK, Spain, Italy. Even the section Others seems like it increased, but in fact it also decreased. This is likely the cause of the pandemic. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Created using Powtoon.